All right, fastest 15 minutes on the internet, fastest 15 minutes in social media. My name is Judson Powell. And I want to take a little bit of time to get a little bit serious about the whole coronavirus situation. Now, look, when I'm saying this stuff, I'm not telling y'all don't practice protocol or anything like that. That's not what I'm saying. You should be wearing your mask. You should be social distancing. You should be doing all the things that the CDC is telling you to do. It's very, very important. All right. And I'm not taking any of the deaths or anything like that not seriously. I'm taking all of that very, very seriously. All I'm trying to do is to open people's eyes and to make them think about what's really going on and what's the motivation behind it, and also what's the end game to it. All right. That's what I'm really trying to do. All right. And the other thing is, I want everybody to realize that there are methods for prevention and methods for cure that are not necessarily always mainstream. Okay, so that's really what I want everybody to know. And I guess that when I'm saying that, I'm trying to get you to understand that everything is not open and shut, cut and dry. There's always, more, like my grandma used to say, there's more than one way to skin a cat. All right, so you need to realize that there are other options out there and other things that are available, and you just don't have to sit up there like a sitting duck and just dead and be dead. All right, especially in the most infected areas like New York and LA and Chicago and New Orleans and Detroit. Especially and now here in Mississippi as well. So we need to really, be focused. That's how come I keep on telling you about alkalining your body, eating stuff that's antioxidant in nature, garlic, ginger, things like that, lemons that are alkaline and are antioxidant in nature. And you could just look stuff up on, you got the internet, go on there and look up an alkaline diet, look up what foods are antioxidants, look up, all of these things and get to know these things, and then start doing it. A lot of this stuff, and like I said, most of our people who are dying because they have pre-existing conditions and are not able to fight the virus off. If your body is strong and healthy, you should be able to fight this stuff off, okay? And even if you get sick, you still should be able to recover from it, all right? And that's saying that if your body is healthy. Warm liquids, if you feel any tingling of a sense, of anything, start on warm liquids immediately. And you're not going, if you heat your body to 133 degrees, you're not going to die. The internal temperature of food that you get at a fast food restaurant is higher than that. It has to be by law. And if it's not, then they're not cooking your food properly or anything like that. All right. So remember, heat, and more heat. The thing is that, I think a lot of times we just think that whatever the media says, whatever the politicians say, and that's the thing. I don't look at that and say, stop. The media is the fifth estate. It's the thing, but our media is corrupted. All right. The media is supposed to be a watchdog, a whistleblower. It's supposed to be trying to find things out. But as time has gone on, that's the way it started. But as time has gone on, now the big billionaires and all of that, they own the media. So they're going to do their best to try to show things in the light that is the best for them. And I want you to realize that. That's why I'm always talking about propaganda and talking about research and all this. Even Google, I argue with one of my frat brothers all the time about Google. It's like, look, Google is not research, and the reason why is because I can pay Google to be put into the top of the search. So if I go in there and I search something, okay. And if I send Google a check, Google is going to put me as the number one person every time you conduct that search. All right. And, as long as I keep paying them money. So that's how come, and of course, you are not, yeah, sure, it says up there, a million sources popped up or whatever, but be honest, most people are not going to go through a million sources and look at every single source until they find, the right one. All right, so and then so that's where things like knowing what to search, how to search, and all that kind of stuff is, and knowing some like my wife always talks to the kids about, is like have some general knowledge and some general information about a lot of different things. Because if you have some general knowledge and some general information about most things, then you can get a little bit more in depth. Or if you know who the experts in a certain field are, you can pretty much narrow it down. Okay, so some of the things that we have learned is that, because, even people I've been getting yelled at about the whole Dr. Fauci thing, and I'm just like, look, he works for Donald Trump. I don't trust anybody that works for Donald Trump. I'm sorry. You get a paycheck from him. So that means, if you get a paycheck from somebody, that means you better be loyal to them, or else you won't keep getting paychecks. And that's true for Donald Trump. Donald Trump fired people every day. All right, if you are disloyal and you don't follow what he's saying, and even during this whole thing, he's distanced Fauci several times from everybody else, and he has. So you got to understand that a lot of this stuff is basic propaganda. Okay. The other thing is we have to be aware of them, trying to push the deaths of Africans and descendants of Africans, whatever you want to call it, African Americans, blacks, whatever. But all the descendants of people from Africa, they're trying to pump up the numbers. And we have reports out there that they have listed everybody who's black who's died in the last couple of months as, dying from the coronavirus. And that might not have been why they died. And then, we had what's his name come on and talk about how that 95% of the black deaths that they reported, they had pre-existing conditions or were already near death, or had some type of terminal illness or whatever. Bill O'Reilly, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that dude or whatever. So that's all I'm trying to get y'all to understand, is that a lot of this stuff is propaganda. And it's made, and so now we understand that they're trying this stuff in Togo, in Senegal, and Ghana is saying that they will accept vaccines, all right, for trials. So we know that they're targeting us. They're targeting, and that's why I keep telling everybody, it's like, y'all got to stop all this stuff about oh, I'm this or I'm that. No, you're African, and that's what. And so, I'm going to do a post about Pan-Africanism and Dr. Umar Johnson, because I know everybody is always like, I see they got Facebook groups like messing with this man, and I'm like, y'all need to leave this man alone, because Pan-Africanism is absolutely 100% essential to any type of movement that we may have. It's essential. You can't have black folks being free unless Africa is free. I'm just telling you. And right now we have the Chinese and everybody. See, everybody's always going into Africa except the people that need to go into Africa, which is us. So I'm just trying to tell y'all, Africa is the richest continent on the face of the earth. We have the most people on the face of the earth, but yet we still act like we minorities, or we act, and our discourse is from a minority viewpoint. And we need to change our thinking. And that's what the media is there to do. What the media does now is it tries to keep us in a subordinate position. Always, fighting from the bottom up. And that needs to stop. It definitely 100% needs to stop, because we know, like 100%, that we have the majority of people. And it's like, so why are we walking around like we're the minority group on the earth? And the other thing is, and just like I was saying yesterday, and I keep on these numbers every day, and like I said, the most amount of these things, deaths are occurring in Europe, not even in Asia, not even in the Middle East, where they tried to make it, but yeah, most of the deaths are occurring in Europe among white people, but they're not trying. But I don't know why they're not trying to send, these vaccines and this medicine to China. I mean, not to China, but to Europe. You need to send it to Italy, France, Spain, all of these places where, where you try to say, those are great countries, even the Netherlands and Switzerland and all these places. That's where the majority of these infections are occurring. And now in the United States. And we didn't just take, so we didn't just take over like the lead in the death count, and you tell me there's no white people dying, there's no Caucasians dying, but y'all don't report that. Y'all don't put that on the news. That's not front page news. Only if it's somebody like Tom Hanks or what's his name, Chris Como or somebody like that, then y'all put that on. But everything else, y'all don't even put it on there. So y'all need to recognize what's going on out here, and it's not it's not good. It just really is not good. So that's what. But my final words are just to be encouraged, and think positively. Think 100% positive thoughts. Listen to music. I got me and do some aromatherapy. I got some lavender. Light. Sage your house. Do do stuff that shows life, not do stuff that shows death. And I think that's the main thing, that be encouraged right now, and stop looking at all the and I turned everything off. I started listening back to my classical music. I sit there and I listen to classical music because there's no words. it's just notes and vibrations. Okay, and remember I told y'all, think positively and then vibrate at a higher level. Vibrate at a higher level. Vibrate at a higher level. Remember, everything has a vibration, and even this virus, it has a vibration. So what we got to do is we got to vibrate higher. We got to keep on vibrating higher and higher and higher and higher, and then that's how we're gonna end up coming out victorious over all of this. That's how we do. And the other thing is, and once again, let me reiterate something. Right knowledge and right wisdom eliminates fear, and it eliminates the need for faith. Because see, if I got the right wisdom and the right knowledge, I don't have to be afraid, because I know my options. Then I can make an informed decision for myself, and not what's going on the news, and not what's coming out of President Trump or Vice President Pence's mouth, or even any of these doctors. And is it just me? But does the Surgeon General seem like he ain't really a doctor? He seems like and I know the man probably been through a lot, but he seems like your little brother from down the street, like trying to tell you, like come up and tell you, so you just be like, what? And you want to smack him upside the back of his head. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be like that, but it just ain't making a whole bunch of sense to me right now. Anyway, and so and stay on top of the prevention, stay on top of all of that stuff, and just keep praying, keep fasting, keep meditating, look inside, look within, and just do what you do, but don't walk around in fear. Don't walk around in fear. That's not good. The fear is never good. Fear is like one of the worst emotions. The only time fear is good is if you like walking through the jungle and you see a lion. then your first knee-jerk reaction is probably a good reaction. Run. Anyway, fastest 15 minutes is up. My name is Judson Powell. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I love you all. Melanin is back, baby.